Hey girl, hey! Welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell already by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a one brand tutorial using all Wet n Wild products. Some are new, some are old, some are new-ish, and some are new to me. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so you can join the fam bam here, as well as if you want to be notified of when I upload any future videos, go ahead and click that notification bell. I have been trying to be good at putting up at least 2 videos a week, so hopefully I can stay on that path. But I don't have like an actual date, so if you want to be notified, that notification bell is perfect for that. If you want to see how I got this look, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so I've already prepped my skin and my eyes. I didn't have any Wet n Wild primers and my eyebrows, so I just did that off camera. And so we're gonna start with the eyes because I don't know like if this stuff has fallout or anything. I don't know which one I want to use. So I have these 3 here. I have Not a Basic Peach, which is this one. Rose in the Air, which is this one. And Nude Awakening, which is this one. I think I'm going to mainly stick with Not a Basic Peach, but I might dig into these. Like I said, I still want to do a video on the Rose in the Air and the Modern Renaissance. So maybe that's what I will save that for. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the inside. It doesn't have a mirror, so I don't know why I'm covering that, but that's what it looks like. So I am going to use, I'll try to use all Wet n Wild brushes as well. So I do have the newer brushes, the Pro line. Mine, like I said before, are the rose gold ones that came out during the holidays in a set. They are the same brushes that are sold on their website now. I'm sorry, mine are the silver one. The ones on the website are like rose gold. So but they are the same brushes. I have been using them already, so I'll be able to tell you which ones I love, which ones I don't think I recommend you buying. And because there's no like number or anything on these ones, they are on the new ones but not on these. I will put on the screen here when I use it what it is called on their website. I know that they do sell this as a set. I don't think that it's worth getting all of these brushes because I don't like all of these brushes. But like I said, I will go through them and tell you which ones I do like. And then I also have the older brushes, which there's a lot of these that I do like. These are sold individually, I believe. I don't think that they are sold as a set, but I could be wrong. But there are some of these that I do really, really like. So I will, again, go over that with you. And then I just have this one-off Wet n Wild highlighter brush that came, I think, with the Mermaid collection. So starting with the Wet n Wild like crease brush. I'm not sure, like I said, what it's called, but I really, really love this one. This is the one from the old one. I feel like they are very, very, very similar. This one just has more bristles. This one just has more bristles. It's a little fluffier, but they are very, very comparable, and I love these. So I'm gonna go in with, they don't have names, but I'm going to go in with this top one here just to set my eyelid primer. There's like a lot of kick up. One thing that I noticed with these newer brushes is they don't have any like flat shader brushes. So I am going to go in with this one from the older one, but it's just a flat short shader brush. And I'm going to go in with this one and use that as my brow bone highlight. See how that goes. Ooh, that's very pretty. I don't always put a brow bone highlight, but I figured why not try to use as much as possible. It's very icy, but it's really pretty. Yeah, so I kind of like that. And then I'm going to go back in with this one and start building up the crease area. I'm going to first go in with this big transition color down here. And I'm going to start really high and just blend it in to that brow bone highlight. They do like have really good pigmentation, start small and blend, add more as I go. This is a beautiful transition color. And I have been bringing my shadows higher recently just because I feel like I don't have hooded lids, but when I put eyeshadow on my lid, it has been like transferring, so I feel like I just need to give myself some more lid space, and that's why I've been putting things a little higher. But this is so soft. I have washed it about 3 times and it's held its shape really well, and I just love this brush. I definitely recommend getting a couple of these. I want to get some more. If I didn't already have the older brushes, I probably would have gotten more of this already. But if you have some of the older ones, I don't think you necessarily need it. But this is definitely a good staple for a drugstore brush. So I'm going to stick with the same brush. And now I'm going to go in with this orangey color right here and kind of work that just underneath the color I put there. I feel like this color could also be a crease color as well, the one I just used. So you can use this as a crease color or this one. So yeah, they're really good brown colors. I'm going to take on the inner corner, I'm going to go in with this like goldish color right here. I'm going to take that on the inner corner, and I'm going to use, like, I don't know if it's like a concealer brush, but it's like a flat shader brush, but really small, from the older collection. Wow, it's really pigmented. It's really pretty, and there's no like Fix Plus on this or anything. I am gonna try it with some spray. Let's see. Oh yeah, it definitely gives it like more of a foiled effect. That is so pretty. I do wish this brush was just a little bit more stiff, but it works. In the middle of the eye, I'm gonna go in with this peachy pink color right below it, right here. And I'm gonna use the flat shader brush, but it's the like bigger one. And like I said, they pick up really good amount on the brush, so that's good. Let's see, and I'm just gonna blend that into that one. I am gonna use some Fix Plus on this one. I feel like it'll be a little bit more. It's not as going down as pigmented as the gold one. Oh yeah, that definitely helped. Yeah, I like that. And I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, and then with the other side of this small concealer brush, I'm gonna go in with this darker brown color here on the end, just to darken up the outer V. So my camera stopped filming again, so I don't know where I left off. I'm pretty sure you guys missed me putting this blue color here. Just to test it out, I put it on the inner corner, as you can obviously see. I'm not really sure how I feel about it because I had already started putting the gold there, but I just wanted to try something. So we're just going to move on to skin now, and maybe I'll come back and fix that later. But this is the first time I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. Finally got my hands on it. The shade range is a little wonky. Just looking at like the last 3, which I think was like Espresso, Mahogany, and another one. They kind of look very, very similar with just slight variation of undertones, but they did look very, very orange. The only one that did not look orange was Cocoa, which is this one, but it looks very, like, way too light for me, as you can see, but I figured it would be a good mixing medium for it. So I got the deepest shade. Well, it was the deepest shade in the store. I'm not sure if it's the deepest one in general. I think it's the deepest one in general though, but which is Mahogany. And we're going to see how this works. And I just figured I could probably make my, color mixing these two, which does kind of suck, but these are very, very affordable. Let's see what we got here. And this is one of those. It's a paddle, like there's not a pump or anything, it's just a paddle. Let's go ahead and put this just all over the face. Okay, so in the new brush line, it does have this foundation brush. It kind of has like a little spot for foundation to sit in. I don't like this brush. If it was flat all the way, it would be beautiful. But because it has this like little curved dip here, I hope you can see that, I don't like that at all. So I don't recommend this brush, and I'm not going to use it today. But one of the brushes I do love, and I've always loved it, is the older Wet n Wild foundation brush. It's just a flat top kabuki brush. I love this one. It's very, very soft, and that's the one I'm going to use today to blend it in. I'm going to add a little bit more of this cocoa color. To also see if it's buildable. I'm mainly adding the cocoa more towards the center of my face. It's okay if the outlining of my face is deeper than my skin tone, but the center I prefer to be lighter. Yeah, so this is kind of the finished look. It looks really good. I know this is a lot of people's favorite foundation, and I can kind of see why. It does dry down fairly quickly. It's definitely like a demi matte finish. Like, it's not super matte where you feel like your skin is just like tight, but it's definitely not dewy. It is like a demi matte finish, but it's very skin-like. It looks really good, to be honest with you. It looks very, very good. I would say it's like medium to full coverage. It can get to full coverage, I think, but it's like a good full coverage. I really like it, actually. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. We'll see how this wears throughout the day. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to concealer. This is also something that I've never tried. I haven't tried any of the Wet n Wild complexion products. So I got the two deepest ones, which is dark cocoa and medium tan deep. This is dark cocoa. This is medium tan deep. So I think medium tan deep will work, but I got dark cocoa just in case, because it does look a little light, but we will see. And the packaging is really simple, plastic packaging. Nothing crazy or special about that. So let's go in with medium deep tan first. And it's just a normal doe foot applicator. Ooh, yeah, this is light. This is very light. And I'm going to use this concealer to clean up the eye on this side. It doesn't, a lot of product doesn't come out on this doe foot applicator. So I'm definitely going to mix just a couple of the deep. Yeah, see, on its own, the deep would have been way too deep. Like, it's like my skin tone. This is probably going to be a really good spot concealer color for me if I wanted to. But yeah, on its own. So that's, again, I have to mix two. That kind of sucks. I mean, the price point, you can't really get too upset at it, but I do have to mix these two to get a decent under eye color. And I don't use a brush, so I'm not even gonna fake it. I mean, I guess you could use the foundation brush, honestly, because it has like that tip at the end to go underneath the eyes, or like this powder brush here, which I love for under eye powder. But I'm going to go ahead and use a sponge. Wet n Wild doesn't have a sponge, but I'm going to use the Maybelline sponge just to keep it drugstore. And I'm going to go wet this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did go ahead and wet the sponge, and I'm going to just blend this out. It blended out really well. It's definitely not a full coverage foundation concealer at all. Borderline like medium coverage, but it did blend out very, very well. I'm going to add just a little bit more underneath the eyes here, just because of the deep. Just because I feel like it needs a little bit more coverage. Yeah, so I do think it's buildable, and that's nice. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just set this, because if I don't set anything, I will crease right away. And to set it, I'm going to set it with the Wet n Wild Pressed Powder in the color Golden Tan, which of course is a lighter color than my skin tone. And I'm going to use this brush here. I really like this brush for setting. Part of me feels like this powder is not going to be enough to set it and keep it from creasing. Yeah, I'm going to go in with my RCMA powder and just set it in really good, because I want to give the concealer a chance to, you know, be great. And then so I'll use the powder to go ahead and wipe away the powder, excess powder. That I think it's beautiful for, because it does leave like a really soft finish, but not like too heavy. I love this powder for that. And then for all over the face, I'm going to go in with this powder brush here. I love this for powder, for bronzer. This is one of my favorite brushes just in general, but definitely in this line. And I'm going to use the same pressed powder, but in the color Cocoa, for all over the face. I love this powder. This powder is very comparable to MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Okay. And then so far so good. I will say this, like, I don't know how it's looking on camera. It looks really good actually too. But in person, it does look really flawless. Like, this is a beautiful foundation, beautiful powder. The powder goes perfectly with it. I am loving it. I'm definitely loving the base, the skin. The eyeshadows performed really well. I don't know how I'm feeling about this look. I feel like the blue kind of threw it off, but we're going to move on. And I'm going to go on to the lower lash line. And I'm going to go back in. I did clean it off just a little bit, but I'm going to go back in with the domed brush that I used for the blue. And I'm kind of just going to take the same colors that I did on the top on the bottom. I do really like this brush for underneath the eye. It's a little dense than I prefer, but it's really good for packing on color like right onto the lower lash line. And I'm just going to bring the blue just to, since we went all full force with it, bring it a little bit more down and connect it. It's kind of turned into like a green because I mixed it with the gold. That's okay. Still a beautiful color. And then just a clean brush, go back and blend out here, because like I said, that my eyelids, they're starting to transfer really easy, and I'm not sure why. I just have to figure out what works. I thought bringing it higher would work. It did work a little bit better, but it's still just a little bit transferring here. Yeah, so that's it for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do mascara and some lashes, and I will be right back to finish up the face. Okay, so while my lashes dry, let's go ahead and move on to bronzer. Now, I don't have necessarily a bronzer from Wet n Wild. I am going to try this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette and see if this works. If it doesn't work, I think I'm just going to get rid of this because I never use this. And I'm just going to go in with this same brush and dip into the darker side. This one is in the color I don't know. Oh, Caramel Toffee. That is not doing anything. I think this might work as a contour. So I'm going to go in with this older contour brush from the older, this Wet n Wild contour brush from the older ones, and see if it'll contour. I think it actually does a pretty decent job at contouring. Not bronzing, but contouring, which is what it says. So I'm going to use the yellow part just to, the eyes don't really need to be brightened up anymore, but just to say we did and used everything, I'm going to, where did that brush go? I'm going to go in with the yellow side underneath the eyes. I'm just going to use this highlighting brush. I know it's not for highlighting, but why not? I think if I didn't already have my eyes so bright already, this would actually be a really good under eye brightener. Not to set, but to brighten the eyes. And this isn't really that bad. So if I got any darker than I am now, this is not going to work. But for right now, this works. I'll have to continue to try that out. I am going to go in with an actual bronzer though, because I just feel like my face needs it to help blend everything in together. I'm just going to use my ColourPop bronzer and bronze up the skin. Yeah, perfect. So I just feel like bronzer, I'm telling you, bronzer just brings everything together. So that is good. And then I'm going to go in with blush. And for blush, I'm just going to use good old faithful Mellow Wine. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush. I think it's actually for blush, but I'm not sure. But I really enjoy this. And this picks up so much, as you can see. So you definitely have to be careful with the, well, at least the old formulation. I haven't tried the new formulation, but you definitely have to be careful with the Wet n Wild blushes. But I just love this blush. It blends, this brush for blush. It blends things out so beautifully onto the skin. And then for the last thing on the face, I'm going to go in with highlighter. And I'm just going to use the highlighter that started it all. This was probably the best released highlighter at the drugstore until Maybelline came around. They're kind of rivaling each other now. The Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powders. These are just phenomenal. And to apply it, I'm going to use the highlighting brush. I love this brush for highlighting, and it is just beautiful. It applies product very nicely. I just love it. This is probably one of my favorite brushes from this collection as well. And just to be extra, I'm going to mix some Precious Petals in there as well, just because I love them both. I feel like Precious Petals just adds that extra oomph. And to lock it all in, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Matte Finish Setting Spray. I really like this setting spray. I think I like the Natural Finish one better, which is in the white packaging. But I think this will be really good for summer. It does definitely keep your skin matte. It does smell like alcohol. Doesn't smell good at all. Probably not really good for your skin. But it definitely does what it says it's going to do. But I think I prefer, just because I'm not super into super matte skin right now, I definitely prefer the Natural Finish one. And then lastly, for lips, I am going to go ahead and put on this Mega Lash Liquid Catsuit. These are not new by any means, but this color I think is new. I found this in the new section and it says new on it. I love these. These are probably some of the best liquid lipsticks at the drugstore. And to line my lips, just since this is a darker color, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Chestnut lip liner. I love these lip liners. I hope they still sell them actually. Oh, it's much deeper than I thought it would be. Alright, and that is the final look. Overall, I think everything went well. Of course, you know, some of the stuff I already love and know, but the stuff that's new, I just think looks bomb, like so beautiful. I'm glad that I just used this. I know that some of you might be disappointed because I only used the peach palette, but I think that's the best thing because it shows that you don't have to get all of these palettes to make a full look. This is perfect for traveling. I think I will be probably traveling with these palettes just because, like I said, I can get a full look out of them, and if something just so happens to happen to them traveling, it's not like something that's irreplaceable or it's not super expensive and pricey. And I just think this is so good. This is such a good palette. The quality is very, very good. On the foundations, I'm so late to the game, but these are beautiful. Like I said, I will definitely let you know in the description bar down below how everything held up, including the eyeshadows. Even the concealer looks super flawless. It's not creasing underneath my eyes. The only thing that I will say is the packaging. It's so hard to get stuff out of here, like on the wand it's not very like saturated, so that does kind of suck because I had to dig into this multiple times to get a good amount on my eyes, and of course the color range. And as far as the brushes, just to kind of recap, I think, let me show some ones that I did not use so you know. So I did not use the foundation brush because I just think that this is not very good. If it didn't come in a set, I wouldn't have bought it. I didn't use this one. This comes in a lot of different sets. I think a lot of people, if you like do some serious contour / baking, it's perfect for carving out the cheekbones. I just personally do not use those type of brushes in general. Nothing wrong with this brush. If you use this type of brush often, then this would be a good brush to get, but I just don't. And then this one, I just don't know what to do with it. It's like a flat top, literally it's like a flat top kabuki brush, but in like a small pencil form, like small eye brush form. I don't know what to do with this at all. I know I've seen some people use it as like nose contour, which I don't do. So I don't know, maybe if you can let me know what I can use this for, I can start using it, but that's one that I would recommend not buying. My favorites, of course, are definitely the powder brush, the crease blending brush, the highlighter brush. I even really like this like detailing crease brush. It's really good. And the blush brush. Those are my favorites from this line. If I have to recommend you to go get anything, it's these. Another one is the one that I use to set my under eye. It's a good one. It's not my favorite. I'm kind of neutral on it, but these are the ones that I recommend getting. And of course, like I said, on the older ones, just because they came out with new stuff, we get harped on new stuff. The old brushes are really good. I've always loved them, especially the blending brushes. I love these blending brushes. As you can see, I have 2 of them. Oh, I think I forgot. Yeah, I forgot this pencil brush. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but if you need like a good lower lash line pencil, it's a good one. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. I know it was a long one. You guys honestly let me know how you feel about long videos. I make long videos, one, because I feel like I can't cut things out. I feel like if I cut it down any more than what I already do, I would be doing a disservice to you guys. I mean, I know I'm a talker, but I feel like that's what you come here for, is to hear, well, obviously, you know, whoever you're watching on YouTube, you want to hear their opinions, or you want to hear what they have to say about certain products. So I feel like cutting it down anymore would be a disservice. I personally, coming from being a big YouTuber, big YouTube watcher myself, love long videos. So when I watch people on YouTube, I love long videos because I feel like I can do things while I'm watching the video. Sometimes I'll get ready while watching the video, or clean, or do whatever. So I enjoy long videos, but you guys definitely let me know if you don't like long videos, if that's not something that you're into. I can kind of tailor it to what you guys want, because obviously I'm here for you guys. I'm here to put out content that you want to watch. So if you did make it all the way to the end of this video, I do thank you so much for, you know, staying with me. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, I will leave, you know, my remarks on how everything lasted throughout the day down below. But that is it for this video, you guys. And until next time, bye.